Hi, Warren Greg. My name is Ping Huang Chen. I'm from Taiwan. This is my 7th time here. First of all, I want to thank you, Warren, for your generosity of sharing your wisdom and lesson. You changed my life, and you're my role model and my hero. And my question is, Warren, you mentioned that Mr. Apple would be in charge of capital allocation in the future. And I'd like to know your perspective on, is it easier for a business operator to be an investor or for an investor to be a business operator? Thank you.
No, that's a good question. I see we call him Mr. Apple even.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, you'll take it. It's a lot tougher to be an operator. I mean, it's easier to sit in a room like I do and play around with money. It's just an easier life. That doesn't mean it's a more admirable life. It doesn't. But it's actually been a pleasant life for me, so I don't complain in the least. And I've been able to choose my friends, which has made an enormous difference in my life. I've never had to work for anybody that I really didn't admire. I mean, that's a luxury in life. I had 5 different people I worked for. And, they were fantastic, whether it was with the manager of the local Pennies, which is located, it used to be located a couple miles from here, and newspaper managers, everything. I've never been really disappointed by any teacher I've had. So, but I would have to admit that I've been able to choose what I do with my day to an extraordinary degree compared to be a business operator. And in many cases, I wouldn't like to compete to be a top-notch business operator in terms of some of the behavior that might be forced upon me. I am the master. I mean, I've found myself in this position where I can run the kind of company I want to run, and that's an extraordinary luxury. And with that, I should say that I'm getting a section that says 5-minute warning, exclamation point, 5-minute warning, exclamation point. So I would now like to turn to a subject that I want to discuss with you. Tomorrow we're having a board meeting of Berkshire, and we have 11 directors. 2 of the directors, who are my children, Howie and Susie, know of what I'm going to talk about there. The rest of them, this will come as news to. But I think it's the time has arrived where Greg should become the chief executive officer of the company at year end, and I want to spring that on the directors effectively and give that as my recommendation. Let them have the time to think about what questions or what structures or anything they want, and then as the meeting following that, which will come in a few months, we'll take action on whatever the view is of the 11 directors. I think they'll be unanimously in favor of it, and that would mean that at year end, Greg would be the chief executive officer of Berkshire, and I would still hang around and could conceivably be useful in a few cases, but the final word would be what Greg said in operations, in capital deployment, whatever it might be, I could be helpful, I believe, in that, in certain respects, if we ran into periods of great opportunity or anything. I think that Berkshire has a special reputation that when there's times of trouble for the government, that we are an asset and not a liability, which is a position that very hard to have, because usually the public and government get very negative on business if there's a time like that. But so I think there might be a time when I'd be helpful, but Greg would have the tickets, and he would make, like I said, whether it's acquisitions, I think the board would be more welcome to giving him more authority on large acquisitions, probably if they knew I was around. But he would be the chief executive, period. And like I say, the plan is to, and Greg doesn't know anything about this until what he's hearing right now, but that, yeah, the board will be able to ask me questions tomorrow